Welcome to Are You Quizzing Me? I am Vineet Nair with my co-host Aditya Kashyap. This is a quizzing trivia podcast show. Join us as we dive deep into history, science, pop culture, and so much more. Let's get quizzing.
And we are back with episode number 99 of Are You Quizzing Me? Your favorite quizzing and trivia podcast show. Vineet and I are back with another round of quizzing. And without any further ado, I'm going to hand it over to him for the audience question.
So, today's audience question is one that's right up Aditya's alley. It's a listicle. I'm going to give you a list of movies and you have to tell me what is common among all of them. And the movies are The Conjuring, E.T., The Shining, Shawshank Redemption, The Revenant, American Graffiti, The Breakfast Club, Saving Private Ryan, Rope, Platoon, Drive. Let me repeat the question. Of this list of movies, find out what is common to all these movies. Connect The Conjuring, E.T., The Shining, Shawshank Redemption, The Revenant, American Graffiti, The Breakfast Club, Saving Private Ryan, Rope, Platoon, and Drive. So get those mental gears rolling, and I will reveal the answer to this question at the end of today's episode. Aditya, let's start off with our regular round of quizzing with a question from you.
I am going to ask you a question type that I've not done in a while. And this is the events from a year, and you have to guess which year it was.
Oh, okay.
All right. For the listeners who are uninitiated or are checking into Are You Quizzing Me for the first time, welcome to our 99th episode. And this is the type of question that I have asked in the past, where I'll mention certain key events or highlights that have happened in the year. And Vineet is supposed to guess which year it is. And the faster or sooner he guesses it, more points to him, whatever points matter in this podcast episode, I guess.
And there are no points.
Absolutely none. Okay. So the first significant event that happened was on March 29th of this year, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 10,006. And that was the first time it went over the 10,000 mark. So Dow Jones, for the first time ever in its history, crossed the 10,000 mark. For those of you who are into market and investments, this would be something you perhaps remember. On October 12th of the same year, the day of 6 billion was proclaimed, which was the day when the 6 billionth living human being was supposed to be born or would have been born, presumably. October 12th. A couple of other things. The third studio album by Backstreet Boys, one of my favorite, Millennium, was released. So this is just a self-indulgent clue. I'll give you somebody important who was born in this year. It is a musician by the name of Lil Nas X, born on April 9th of this year. So Vineet, I've given you a few things that have happened this year. Tell me, which year was this?
Okay. I have 3 years bouncing around in my head, but I think I'll go with the first one. Is it 1998?
It isn't 1998. All right, that's your first guess. That was a good guess.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one more clue. The Sopranos debuted on HBO in this year.
2001.
Not 2001 either.
Okay.
Would you like another clue?
Oh, yes. I'm now fumbling in the dark. So, yes, please.
On Jan 1st of this year, the euro currency was introduced.
Okay. So, I'll tell you what, my head, I had 3 years in mind. Because I know Millennium was not released in 2000. My head, it was either 98 or 99 or 2001.
Okay.
So the third year I have is 1999.
1999 is your guess?
Yes, 1999 is my guess.
And you get all the points for this episode.
Yeah. Out of the 3 guesses I had in my head, like I told you, I had 3 years in my head. I went for number 1, number 2, and number 3. Oh, God.
Millennium was supposed to be the clue to get you there.
Yeah.
But interesting enough, other events have also happened, and some of my more self-indulgent clues I'll give you was Jon Stewart started at The Daily Show.
Oh, okay.
Regular listeners would know that I love the Jon Stewart.
Yeah, he does.
Michael Jordan's second retirement happened in Jan 13th of this year.
Yeah, no one retires like Michael Jordan.
Family Guy first aired on Fox TV in this year.
Okay, I would not have known that.
Yeah. Pluto moves further away from the sun than Neptune regaining its status as solar system's outermost planet on Feb 11th.
It's not a planet.
But of course, it was stripped of its planet status soon thereafter. So
This is the point where somebody listening clenches a fist, pointed at the heavens, and says, "Damn you, Neil deGrasse Tyson!"
yeah,
No, Neil's right. Pluto's not a planet,
Neil's right. Neil is right. We are on Neil's side. Yeah, just for
at least for the purpose of this episode.
the Lahore Declaration signed between Vajpayee and Nawaz Sharif happened on 21st February 1999 on use of nuclear weapons.
Mhm.
Bill Clinton, the impeachment trial began this year and he was acquitted also in this year.
Mhm.
So yeah, quite a few interesting things happened.
Yes, and it was also, for those who may have forgotten, 1999 was the peak of human civilization, and that's the reason why the year in the Matrix is always 1999.
Exactly. And that's also the year March 24th when it debuted. It premiered on March 24th, 1999.
And movie making was never the same ever again.
It really, truly was a landmark film. It's so rare that you get such landmark films.
Yeah.
For anybody also interested still in what happened in 1999, Jack Ma founded Alibaba on April 4th. That also happened in this year. And that brings me to the end of all of the significant 1999 events. Though I'm sure there were quite a few more. But that was a great guess, 1999 for our 99th episode, Vineet.
Oh, I should have gotten that. And it's embarrassing that I just now got it only when you said it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought you would have gotten on that already. Okay.
No, that did not happen.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see if I can get back at you. This is a question that's right up your alley, and it was sent to us by a listener of the podcast, Emmanuel Mascarenas. So thank you, Emmanuel, friend of the podcast. And this is right up Aditya's alley. So the question goes as follows. Somewhere between 63rd and 76th Streets, New York, that's where biologists discovered an entirely new species of ant. It's new to North America, and we believe it's new to the entire world. Biologist Rob Dunn, a biology professor at North Carolina State University, whose team discovered the insect, told the news. Question is, what are these new species of ants called?
Can you describe the ants again?
These are a new species of ant discovered between 63rd and 76th Streets in New York. They did it in 2011. The ant with a black head and an abdomen and a red thorax did not match any of the 800 species found in North America.
Okay. Immigrant ants?
Ooh,
Immigrants?
that would have been fantastic because they initially did suspect that this was not a North American species, that it might have been an invasion from a European species, but it's not.
Okay. Oh, man. I thought that was such a good answer. I was going to applaud myself.
Oh, you're very close. You're very close.
Oh, okay. Immigrants. What else are immigrants called?
No, not that way. I'm like the answer is very similar to how you got to it. So it's up your alley. So wordplay is what I'm talking about.
Okay. Alien ants. Alien ants?
No. So actually speaking, calling it immigrants would have been great because it's a species that was native originally to Europe, and they're calling it Lasius emarginatus.
Okay.
But what is the name that they have dubbed it?
Lasius emarginatus from Europe.
Yes, but again, keep it to the fact that they found it in New York between 63rd and 76th Street.
So I'm thinking, I actually don't remember the exact number, but Broadway was my other guess. Broadway ants, but that doesn't make sense.
So that's very close to what you should be thinking of, as in you're thinking geographically, which is good. So keep moving along that line.
Okay, so queen's ant.
No. Okay, my clue to you would be zoom out a little bit.
Zoom out. You are overestimating my knowledge of New York geography. Though I have played Spider-Man, the PlayStation game.
Let me put it this way. Place where they located this, you wouldn't find Spider-Man or Captain America anywhere over there.
Okay, so not Brooklyn, not Queens.
Oh, you got that very quickly. Okay, so then which other borough are we talking about?
Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island is a borough.
Dude, which is the borough of New York? The borough.
Oh, Manhattan. Is that it?
Manhattan. Exactly.
Oh, I should have gotten that earlier. Manhattan.
No, I saw the question that Emmanuel had sent, and I was like, this is tailor made for Aditya. So thank you again, Emmanuel Mascarenas. And yes, so the new species of ants that were completely new to North America, which they found in New York between 63rd and 76th Streets, was dubbed Manhattans after the island of Manhattan.
Hmm.
A little bit of wordplay.
I'm sure there'll be a new Trump executive order soon, changing the name to immigrant or something, just because he hates
No,
the
no, no.
immigrants.
So no, basically, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch a reality show of Dr. Phil following around ICE agents trying to deport these ants.
Oh, I would pay good money. I would pay really good money just to see illegally immigrating ants being deported back to where they came from in Europe. Yeah, that would be such a good use of American taxpayer money. I would prefer that much more.
So you got that right. So Manhattan ants is right. So back to you.
All right, okay. Manhattan, a great question. So thank you to our lovely listener for contributing that question. And as a useful reminder, if you like this podcast, if you like being part of trivia, go ahead and send us some questions. We have some fun stuff planned for our triple digit episodes. So go ahead and be part of those by sending in some questions. And we'll try to feature every single one of them. All right. Bringing me back to my question. Vineet, as I usually do, before I start the question, I'm just going to preempt whether you know the answer by asking you
Okay.
if you know about Sylvia Wright.
Sylvia Wright. Name sounds like a poetess.
Not too far off. I assume you're thinking of Sylvia Plath.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of Sylvia Plath.
Sylvia Wright was also a writer, a freelance writer who frequently and humorously commented in national magazines on trends in modern living. And here
Okay.
I'm quoting the New York Times obituary. She was also a former editor of Harper's Bazaar.
Harper's Bazaar, yes. I am familiar with that publication.
In a 1954 essay in Harper's Magazine, Sylvia Wright described how, as a young girl, she first heard the first stanza from the ballad The Bonnie Earl o' Moray, which is from Thomas Percy's 1765 book, Relics of Ancient English Poetry.
Okay.
She heard, Ye Highlands and ye Lowlands, oh where hae ye been? They hae slain the Earl o' Moray and Lady Montegreen.
Okay, that has to be the most atrocious Scottish accent I've ever heard.
Okay. In my defense, and I'm going to keep this cough in the episode just to prove the fact that I have a bad throat, and I'm going to blame the bad Scottish accent on that.
Yeah.
A quick do-over of that. Ye Highlands and ye Lowlands, oh where hae ye been? They hae slain the Earl o' Moray and Lady Montegreen.
Oh God. I apologize to Scotsmen everywhere.
And this is a two-parter question.
Okay.
What did this lead to? What did Sylvia Wright describe, and what did it lead to? What etymology did it lead to?
Okay.
And once you figure that first part out, I'll tell you what the second part of the question is.
Wow. So you're telling me that, frankly, I didn't pay much attention to the poem because I was too distracted by a atrocious accent. But okay. It led to something, you're saying. Can you give us a fantastic reading of that poem again in the Scottish accent?
In my best Scottish accent, yay, and that was Canadian for some reason. Okay. Ye Highlands and ye Lowlands, oh where hae ye been? They hae slain the Earl o' Moray and Lady Montegreen.
Okay. How do you spell Montegreen in this?
Mondegren.
Okay, so that's I have heard of that, but I don't remember what it is. So I'm guessing this is what it's part of, like what sparked it, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is.
Okay. I'll give it to you, at least partially, because Montegreen is the etymology, or rather the word which owes its etymology to this particular instance, this particular article from Harper's Magazine, as I mentioned. Mondegreen was the word to focus on. But what does Mondegreen mean?
Okay, I can't remember what Montenegrin means, but if she was
Hmm.
citing a poem, then she didn't come up with the etymology. It came up with somebody else.
Hmm.
So it has to be the poet who came up with Montenegrin, right?
Ah, you're very close. You're very close. I mean, you're on the right track. If you just think this through, you might figure out what Mondegreen means.
Is it like Mon de Green? Like 3 words? Mon de Green, like Mon of Green or something?
No, it's Mondegreen,
Okay.
spelled as one word.
It's I don't know where I know this from.
Should I give you some examples of Mondegreen? Maybe that'll help you.
Yeah.
Okay. Without telling you where these are from, I'm just going to give you some examples, okay?
Okay.
The first one I can say is Jose, can you see?
Jose, can you see?
The second one I'll tell you is the girl with colitis goes by.
What?
Yeah.
The girl with colitis goes by. What was she shitting on the road?
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Wait, excuse me?
While I kiss this guy.
Okay, why do these sound like something that come from a Naked Gun movie or something?
It's not a bad approximation of what the word means, okay? Let me give you one last example, and that is there's a bathroom on the right. These are all examples of Mondegreen.
There's a bathroom on the right. What's the problem? Okay, is this some kind of silly comedy thing? Because again, when you said all of this reminded me of like something from Monty Python or from Naked Gun and those kind of slapstick. Because there's a girl with colitis walks by. Oh, is this like wait, but no, what girl with colitis walks by? The bathroom is on the right. What's wrong with the bathroom on the right?
You know what? I'm going to give you a few more fun examples.
Okay.
Here we are now.
Okay.
Here we are now in containers.
Here we are now in okay. Uh,
All the lonely Starbucks lovers.
what the lonely Starbucks? No. Dude, I'm lost. What was one?
Hmm.
I'm trying. Okay, wait. Many more clues. Don't give me examples. Give me a clue. Because that's not
Actually, the examples should give you the clue.
okay.
And you were also on the right path with, if the poet had written Mondegreen, the poet would have been credited with the etymology, which means the poet probably did not.
Oh, did she misspell it? Did she misspell it so that it became a name or something?
Not a misspelling, but
She misheard it?
yes, you're right. I'm just gonna. I was gonna say it one more time for your benefit. Jose, can you
Oh
see?
shit! Okay. Oh, say can you? Okay, so she misheard it and made it to a completely different word.
Exactly. Okay. So Mondegreen is a mishearing or misinterpretation of a phrase in a way that gives it
Wait.
new meaning.
Okay.
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 Mondegreens are most often created by a person listening to a poem or a song. The listener, being unable to hear a lyric clearly, substitutes words that sound similar and make some kind of sense.
Okay. Yeah. No. Now it comes back to me the meaning, but I'm just trying to figure out what Lady Montegreen actually means.
Yeah, okay. So that was the second part of the question. What do you think Mondegreen actually was in the original lyric?
Yeah.
But before we get to that, since this was so much fun, Jose, can you see Jose as like probably a Mexican name,
Yeah.
which obviously is Oh Say, can you see
Yeah.
in the American national anthem.
Okay.
The Girl with Colitis Goes By is from a Beatles song.
What? Girl with colitis goes by.
I'll give you the song also. It's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Girl with colitis goes by. Dude, no. What?
All right. The Girl with Kaleidoscope Eyes.
Oh God. Kaleidoscope eye.
Okay.
This is exactly like misheard lyrics.
It's literally that. It is quite
It is literally that. Yeah.
Purple Haze, the song Purple Haze from the Jimi Hendrix Experience. The lyrics were, "Excuse me while I kiss the sky," which was misheard as "Excuse me while I kiss this guy."
Ah.
Bad Moon Rising by Creedence
Credence
Clearwater
Clearwater, yeah.
Revival. There's a bad moon on the rise. There's a bathroom on the
on the
right.
right. Okay, that's stretching it a little bit, but yeah. There's a bad moon on the rise. The shout out to all Supernatural fans. Creedence Clearwater Revival is quite heavily featured on them. I think Bad Moon on the Rise is also one of the key songs, and I think there's an episode also of the same name in Supernatural. So shout out to Supernatural fans.
Okay, I'll ask you to guess which song this one was from. By the way, Here We Are Now in Containers.
Here we are. No, is it like a Bryan Adams song? No, right?
No, Nirvana, the most famous Nirvana song.
Okay. Here we are in containers. Why can I not unhear this?
Here We Are Now. You know this. You obviously know this. It smells like Teen Spirit.
Oh, wait. How do the lyrics go? I can only remember the guitar riff is in my head. I can't remember the lyrics.
You're gonna curse yourself. You're gonna curse yourself.
Absolutely. And I hate you for doing this. Ah!
All right, I'll give it to you. It is Here We Are Now. Entertain us.
Oh. Oh God. This is the problem with misheard lyrics, is that once you hear the mishearing, it's impossible to remember the original.
I agree. So Here We Are Now. Entertain us.
Entertain us.
Becomes Here We Are Now in Containers. The last one I mentioned was All the Lonely Starbucks Lovers, which is from Blank Space by Taylor Swift,
Okay.
where listeners widely misheard the line, got a long list of ex-lovers as all the lonely Starbucks lovers.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was a misheard line.
Which is kind of appropriate.
Yeah, true. Going back to the original etymology though,
Okay.
ye highlands and ye lowlands, oh where have ye been? The high slain the Elmer Emery and Lady Montegreen. Of course, the last line was misheard by Sylvia Wright. What do you think the original line was?
I just got it when you said it right now. Laid him on the green.
Yes, it was. They had slain the Earl of Moray and laid him on the green,
Yeah.
which this young girl misheard as and Lady Montegreen.
What does it say about me that I can't figure out the misheard lyrics of songs I know, but for some reason you say an ancient poem in an atrocious accent and I'm able to figure that out? This must say something really bad about me.
Or the fact that we are at a 99th episode, Vineet, you just understand me that well now. My bad Scottish accent is like music to your ears.
Oh God.
More than Beatles songs, apparently.
I need therapy now.
Oh, you need 100 more episodes. That's what you need. And that's how the etymology for Montegreen came to be. Thanks to Sylvia Wright and a misheard lyric from her childhood.
Okay.
And that's what she wrote in Harper's Magazine in a 1954 essay. So next time you mishear a lyric, and I have some friends who do some fantastic jobs of that, I'm actually going to quote a friend of mine without giving her name. Actually, you know what? I might just give her name. I don't know.
Yeah, you probably should give her name.
The Jhoot Bole Kawa Kaate, there's a Hindi song which goes, Jhoot Bole Kawa Kaate,
Huh.
Kaale Kawe se dariyo, मैं मैके चली जाऊंगी, तुम देखते रहियो.
Okay.
Quick translation basically means that if you lie, you'll be bitten by a crow, and please be afraid of the crow. I will go back to my mother's house, and you will be left staring at my
behind.
Staring at me going back.
Behind.
In a way. So that's the original lyric, and this is what my friend misheard it as, right? झूठ बोले कौवा काटे, काले कौवे से डरियो, मैं मक्का चली जाऊंगी, तुम देख के हरिओम.
Oh, oh wow, that just wow. Oh God.
I feel like that was political commentary also on a deeper level.
Oh yeah.
I need to mention, without again mentioning her name, my friend is Catholic, so she is neither Hindu nor Muslim, and she came up with the lyric, मैं मक्का चली जाऊंगी तुम देख के हरिओम. And I thought that was one of the funniest Montegreens I've heard of.
Please tell me she was a kid when she came up with this.
Oh, no, a full-fledged adult. This happened in college. This happened in college in front of me. And she was like, isn't that what the lyric is? And I was like, no, that's not what the lyric is at all.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, just wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Hari Om. Moving on. So, before I ask my question, Aditya, as our regular listeners will know, is a movie buff of the intellectual kind. who usually the one who sees all the Oscar contenders and whatnot, right? So before I ask my question, just curious, where do you stand on Emilia Perez getting 13 Oscar nominations? Give me a hot take because it's like a big controversy right now.
I have not watched yet, so I will withhold my judgment.
Oh, okay.
I'm yet to watch it. And I usually wait for these movies to come out in the theaters for the best cinematic experience.
Okay.
So I'm going to hold off on answering that question for now. Though I must say that, and last time I mentioned this, where I thought Challengers would probably get a nomination, and I'm quite surprised it hasn't. So in that way, I think at least one movie has been robbed of a nomination.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe these other movies are good. I'll have to watch them to know.
Okay. So another thing that's be making buzz right now for this year's Oscars is the fact that Timothée Chalamet has been nominated for Best Actor again, making him the youngest actor to gain 2 Oscar nominations. So that sent me down a small rabbit hole, and I found this. The 96th Oscar ceremonies was held with big wins for Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Multiple records were set that night. And my question is about these records. Oppenheimer was the first Best Picture winner to also win both male acting awards since which movie? That's the first question. Second question, again, same Oscars, 96th Oscars.
Mhm.
Who set the record for the longest gap between first and most recent career Oscar nominations? And the third question, who set the record for the youngest person to win 2 Oscars? Now, all of this happened in the 96th Oscars. So let's go question by question. Again, Oppenheimer was the first Best Picture winner to also win both male acting awards since which movie? Or let me just put it back another way. Which was the last movie before Oppenheimer to win both Best Picture and both male acting awards?
Best Picture and 2 male acting awards, the Best Actor and the Best Supporting Actor.
Mm-hmm.
I know Dark Knight had Best Supporting Actor,
Yes.
but it did not win the Best Picture. Never mind.
Which is why now we have more than 5 nominations for the Oscars. Because The Dark Knight did not win.
That is true.
Wasn't nominated. I don't think it was nominated.
Interesting. Okay, let me think in recent memory which are the ones that have gotten Best Picture Oscars. We had Everything Everywhere All at Once, which did not win both.
Let me stop you right there. Forget recent memory.
Oh, that's going to be a little tough because I am more familiar with the recent Oscars.
Let me just put it this way. When you think of multiple Oscar award winners, you think of, or at least you used to think of this movie.
Are we talking in before 2000? Before 2000, definitely. Then multiple Oscar, the one that comes to mind is Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, no.
But I don't think it had 2 Oscar.
No, when I say multiple Oscar awards, or multiple Oscar nominations at least.
So even older than Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to try to take a chance on Godfather. It's either of the Godfathers.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Let me just put it this way. I'm a quizzer who grew up in the 90s. In the 90s, if somebody had asked me which movies one had the largest number of Oscar wins, there was only one answer. Now there are 3.
Oh, okay. So this is pre-90s.
Yes.
But okay.
I'll give you a clue. This film was included by the Vatican in a list of important films compiled in 1995.
Oh man, I was just gonna say, but Titanic is also 90s.
97.
I know Titanic won more than a few. Yeah, but that's obviously then too late.
Okay, again, let me just give my clue again. In the 90s, when I first started quizzing, there was only one answer to the question, which movie has won the maximum number of Oscar awards in a single Oscar ceremony. As of now, there are 3 answers.
But the answer is one that was the only one before the 90s, right?
Yes.
I have a feeling this is some historical epic. I can't put my finger on it.
Yes, it is a historical epic.
Also, because you said the Vatican included it. Ooh, is it Ben Hur?
Yes, it is Ben-Hur.
Okay.
So Ben-Hur has a total of 12 Oscar nominations and 11 Oscar wins. And that has been matched only by Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, which was nominated for 11 and won 11, and Titanic, which was nominated for 14 and won 11. There have been 3 movies which have been nominated for 14 Oscars. Can you name those? This is just a sidebar.
Okay. 14 Oscar. So I think Titanic is one of them.
Yes, Titanic had 14 nominations, won 11. I'm fairly sure you won't get the oldest of them, so I'll tell you that one. All About Eve in 1950 had 14 nominations. So you have All About Eve and Titanic, which is the third.
Okay. I mean, I've not watched All About Eve, but yeah, I do know about it. Is Everything Everywhere All at Once by any chance one of them?
No, Everything Everywhere All at Once is not anywhere in the top few.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Give me a year, maybe.
2016.
2016. Moonlight year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, La La Land. La La Land got a lot of nominations.
Yes, La La Land did get a lot of nominations. Though why is still a mystery to me.
Come on. La La Land is one of my favorite films. Do not do this. Do not trigger me like this, Vineet.
Okay, so going back to the question and away from controversy, the second question in my 3-part question was, who set in the 96th Oscar ceremonies the record for the longest gap between first and most recent Oscar nominations? And I will tell you the years. It was a 49-year gap between their first nomination and the most recent one.
Ooh, 49-year gap. Again, I was suddenly going to go to Everything Everywhere All at Once, but that is not 49 years. I was thinking of Ki Huy Kwan. Yeah, not
No,
that long. And I don't think he got an Oscar nomination in the first outing also.
I don't think Indiana Jones had any acting nominations.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, but I'm gonna guess it's not an acting nomination then.
Oh, no, it is an acting nomination.
Wow, somebody got an acting nomination after that long.
Yes. So, specifically in the 47th Academy Awards and the 96th Academy Awards, and both for Best Supporting Actor. They've had other nominations in between, obviously. I'm just talking about the first and the last one, which were 49 years apart.
Best Supporting Actor in the Oppenheimer year, I know, of course, Downey won it for Best Supporting Actor. I know Ryan Gosling was nominated for Ken in Best Supporting Actor.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these are not the right answer, clearly.
Yes.
I am struggling to remember who else got a nomination. No, I need a hint of some sort.
The first one was 1974. That should probably give you a hint.
1974 actor who also got nominated recently, but at no point in between 74 and
No,
2020.
they did get. The question was, see, like they've been nominated many times, obviously, but the largest gap between the first and most recent, that record was set.
All right. So I thought you meant like gap as in like there was nothing that happened in between, but you just meant like
Yes.
first and all right, got it. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. So in some way, the longest successful career also in some ways you could say.
Possible.
Oh, multiple Academy Award nominations then 70s.
Multiple Academy Award nominations.
I'm going to take a guess with Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm going to say De Niro.
Yes, it is indeed Robert De Niro. And the first nomination would then have been for?
Ooh, 74. Was it Taxi Driver?
Nope.
Raging Bull?
No, it was The Godfather Part 2. And that brings me back to the third record that I'm talking about for the 96th Oscars. Who set the record for the youngest person to win 2 Oscars? And I will also tell you the age of the person, 22.
Oh, at 22 they have won 2 Oscars.
Yes.
Interesting.
2 Oscars at the very young age of 22.
Oh, interesting. I was gonna guess Emma Stone, but because I know she won her second Oscar, but not 22 for sure. Yeah, I think 2 Oscars, right? La La Land and Poor Things.
Yes.
Hmm.
But she has a lot more Oscars coming in her kitty, I have a feeling.
Oh, what a phenomenal actress! Yes, but somebody much younger, at 22. You said acting Oscar, right?
No, I did not.
Ah, okay.
Somebody won. Youngest person to win 2 Oscars is the question.
Interesting. So not an acting Oscar.
No.
No, then I would be a little lost with non-acting Oscars.
Okay, so they won the first time in 2021.
Hmm.
And my clue to you was the first time around, the clue is James Bond.
The first time was James Bond in 2021. Something related to James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Or then I'm going to say something like the song. But what was the song in the 2021 James Bond?
Ah, okay. So, which was the 2021 James Bond film? And do you remember the song? The singer's very, very recognizable, let me put it that way, the way she sings.
I know No Time to Die. I honestly do not remember what the song was. But 22. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Barbie, the Barbie song. The Barbie song won in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting the name, but I know the song. It's Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish won the Oscar.
Yes. Billie Eilish did win 2 Oscar awards, making her the youngest person at the age of 22 to win 2 Oscars. And obviously, the first one was Best Original Song for No Time to Die. And the song, do you remember the name of the song?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, it's very difficult to guess, but I'll give it to you anyway. The song's name was No Time to Die.
That was very stupid of me. I should have
Practically
gotten
every
that.
James Bond song is named after the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
I should have taken that guess. That is a stupid oversight on my part, but great questions actually.
Yeah.
Love this bunch of fun stuff that happened in 96 Oscars.
It was last year, frankly speaking, March of last year. And we are recording this in 2025 for anybody listening to us in the future.
That is true. All right, fun. Oscars always a treat for me, so thank you for that. Very indulgent question. So my next question is actually more up my alley.
Oh, God.
I'm just doing this for my sake.
I hate your alley.
But also kind of your alley because it is a science related question, right?
Ooh, hopefully.
Yeah. I am going to tell you about some fruit fly gene names.
Drosophila.
Drosophila, yeah. Wow, okay. That was such a flex, unnecessary, but fine. Yes. So, Drosophila. And I'm going to tell you about the names of some of the genes that scientists have given some fun names to, right?
Oh, God, I hate those. Yeah.
You have to tell me what the mutation is in those genes that earned them that nickname.
Okay.
Swiss cheese.
Mutation causing holes in the brain.
Oh, perfect. Yes. So Swiss cheese mutant flies develop normally during a larval stage, but show age dependent neurodegeneration in the pupa and have a reduced lifespan. And they have holes in their brain. So just like Swiss cheese. Great start. Cheap date.
They get drunk very quickly.
Flies with this mutation are very susceptible to alcohol.
Ah.
It's also alternatively known as amnesiac, since mutations in this gene can also cause memory impairment.
Okay. Nice. Geneticist humor.
Geneticist humor, exactly. So the next one is the clown gene.
Oh, causes color differentiation on their face or something like that. Like different pigmentations on their face.
Very close, I'll give it to you. This gene plays an important role in development, and the flies carrying this mutation have an altered neuronal differentiation pattern.
Okay.
But without getting too caught up in the science of it, the reason it's called clown is because the eyes of the clown flies are a mosaic of white and red.
Ah, okay.
So the white and red brings them to clown.
Or Poland.
Or Poland. Or Indonesia.
Or Indonesia, yeah.
But Ken and Barbie.
Oh, sex organ differentiation.
Can you explain what you mean specifically?
I'm guessing that the male flies don't or are lack a penis or the insect equivalent of a penis.
All right, perfect. I'll give it to you. The male and female genitalia often remain inside the body, meaning they lack external genitalia. So very reminiscent of Ken and Barbie. They're
Hmm.
plastic dolls with smooth areas where you would ideally have genitals.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
that's the thing. People always diss Ken dolls for being smooth, but what the hell could they possibly do? Just imagine the logistics of having to put anatomically correct genitalia on a Ken doll. First question, how big is too big?
Yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next one. So Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, I'm guessing one antenna is missing.
It results in swirling of hair on the wing. It's that swirled hair.
Okay, we're talking about the paint. I thought about the cutting off of the ear.
No. Good guess, but no. All right. I'm going to give you two more, okay? Halloween jeans.
Halloween jeans.
Hmm.
Costumes, pumpkins, orange? No. Something to do with the color orange?
No, actually, think more Halloween like scary.
Oh, skull. Like this thing on a fly's back or something like that.
Okay, it's close enough, I guess. This group of genes includes disembodies, spook, spookier, shadow, shade, shroud, and phantom. So these are all, I guess, subcategories.
Okay.
And they are involved in the synthesis of steroid hormones.
Okay.
Flies with mutations in Halloween genes have altered exoskeleton development, giving the embryos a spooky appearance,
Ooh.
and hence the name Halloween genes. They look very spooky or scary.
Point of clarification. Do they look spooky to humans or spooky to other flies? Is it like a fly sees it and goes like, ah?
Yeah, I don't know how much flies trick and treat with each other.
No, they don't have to trick and treat. I mean, like, this could just be terrifying to a fly.
Yeah,
Like, the fly sees it and immediately starts tumbling and they're just flying away.
again, not very sure how much the geneticists have spoken to the flies about their fears and where they stem from.
We should probably look that up,
Yeah, any listener out there who is for some reason a fly geneticist and is listening to our podcast and is not sure what to do with the next project, this is a suggestion from us.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one I'm going to ask is indigene.
I'm going to guess plays the ukulele.
Ooh, good guess, but in this case, indie is not spelled INDIE, it's INDY.
Oh, they're very fast.
No.
Okay, the Indy 500 is the only Indy I know. Or, oh, Indy, Indiana Jones has a weirdly fedora shaped head.
No, think more Monty Python.
Okay. No, nothing comes to mind.
Think one of the most iconic scenes from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Nothing's coming to mind immediately. Indy.
Indie is actually this would help probably, is an acronym.
Okay.
So don't think on indie, just think about the most iconic scene. What is the most iconic scene from Holy Grail?
I got it. I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet, yes. So the indie gene is I'm not dead yet.
Okay.
And you want to take a guess as to what the indie gene does?
Basically, the fly goes into suspended animation or something like that?
No, but close enough. This indie gene encodes an immediate transporter protein in the Krebs cycle. Mutant versions of this gene have doubled the average lifespan of fruit flies in at least one set of experiments.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, that's where we get the indie gene from.
Yeah.
And those were some of the best fruit fly gene names that I could find.
Okay, so I'm going to give you one. I'm going to add to that question and ask you, what mutation is responsible for the series of genes called the revenge genes?
Revenge genes?
Yes.
So wait, I have to tell you what gives it the name revenge genes, is it?
Yes, yeah.
Interesting. Let me see. Revenge takes me to Star Wars, also takes me to Kill Bill, one of the best revenge films. Wait, is this also in fruit flies?
Yeah, definitely a fly. Drosophila melanogaster.
Thank you, sir, for flexing one more time. Okay. No, I have no clue.
Okay. When there's a mutation in the revenge genes, it allows the fly to be born with the soul of a human who died a horrible death at the hands of some guy who wanted his ex-girlfriend or who wanted his girlfriend.
What?
Okay. So I'm guessing you've not seen the movie Ega. Have you seen the movie Ega?
No, I've not. What was
If
this?
you have not seen the movie Ega, and this again is my request to every single person listening, if you have not seen the movie Ega, please go watch it. Now, you must be wondering why I'm recommending this movie, Iga. Iga is a movie by none other than S.S. Rajamouli,
Oh,
the
okay.
man who directed Bahubali. And the plot of the movie is a man, and this is not spoiling anything, a man dies or is killed and comes back as a fly and enacts his revenge.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It is one of the most bonkers films you will ever see, and yet somehow at the same time insanely engrossing. So the movie is titled Iga. It's available on many streaming platforms. And if you haven't got it yet, there are no such things as revenge genes. It was just me trolling Aditya.
All right. Well trolled. Well trolled, Vineet. Well trolled. And that sounds like a fun movie.
It is a fun movie. It's a fun watch. You should definitely watch it. The special effects are shit. It's like mid 2000s Indian special effects, so really bad. But it's a very inventive movie as to how a fly could actually enact revenge. Like, just think of it.
Hmm.
Like, we're both people who were born in the Hindu faith. And one of the
Hmm.
tenets of the Hindu faith is that you are always in a cycle of reincarnation until you reach enlightenment. So, depending upon what you do in this lifetime, you may be born as a dog, as a cat, or a plant, or whatever, something in the next life. If you were
Hmm.
born, and it's a big trope in Bollywood movies, right? That you're born again and enact revenge. It's there in 100 movies,
Hmm.
like, Om Shanti Om, Karan Arjun,
Hmm. Hmm.
Kars, a lot of those things. So,
Hmm.
imagine if you're a fly, how would you enact revenge? Just think of it. It seems next to impossible, but Rajamouli's made it possible.
You know what the Hindi remake of that movie should be called? Buzz.
Oh God. Yeah. Okay, that is genius in some way. So I'm not gonna hate on that. I'm not gonna hate on that. Buzz, it is.
Oh man, I miss my question of the week. Any listener who also misses it and has been with us for this journey all along and wants to hear one of those questions again, please drop us an email and I'll keep peppering them in from time to time.
Okay, so the last question for this week's episode is a fairly long one, but easily answerable, I feel. And the question is as follows. News Radio is an American television sitcom that aired on NBC from March 21st, 1995 to May 4th, 1999, focusing on the work lives of the staff of a New York City AM news radio station. It had an ensemble cast featuring Dave Foley, Stephen Root, Andy Dick, Maura Tierney, Vicky Lewis, Candy Alexander, Phil Hartman, and X. Despite the several time slot changes that led to the show to not be a major hit for NBC, it is regarded as one of the best ensemble sitcoms of the 90s. I mentioned the entire cast except for one person, and that person is monickered X. X played Joe Garelli, the station's street smart electrician and handyman. He's notorious for his seemingly nonchalant approach to his profession. Believing that consumer products are rip offs, he is known to personally craft his own supplies, such as homemade duct tape, and gadgets for others around the office, among many a stun gun, a white noise machine, and a two-way radio. He also espouses various conspiracy theories, particularly with regard to the government's suppression of information about extraterrestrial life. On several occasions, the other employees of the station speculate that Joe might have been the Unabomber. Ray Romano was originally cast to play Joe, but was replaced because his style of verbal comedy did not mesh with the fast paced wit of the rest of the cast. News Radio was only X's second major acting role. After a 1994 nine-episode sitcom called Hardball, where he played Frank Valente, a young egocentric star player on a professional baseball team. Identify X.
Sorry, X is the actor, right?
X is the actor. I would point you towards the fact that if you paid attention to the character description, that itself is a clue to who this actor is.
Sorry, can you describe the character again?
Joe Garelli, the station's street smart electrician and handyman. He is notorious for seemingly nonchalant approach to his profession, believing that consumer products are rip-offs. He is known to personally craft his own supplies and gadgets for others around the office. He also espouses various conspiracy theories, particularly with regard to the government's suppression of information about extraterrestrial life.
Somehow this sounds like Kramer to me.
Oh, yeah, but not Kramer. Somebody a lot more relevant.
Okay. Conspiracy theories, skeptical of the government, loves to craft their own things. Played the character Joe Grelly. Ron Swanson, but again, not relevant in the 90s as much.
Let me just give you this clue. This person was recently referred to in a speech as mighty.
Speech, mighty, makes me think of Trump and Trump referring to somebody. Or was Trump? No, Trump was not on any sitcom ever.
I think Trump might have guest starred on sitcoms. He's known to do that. He was famously in a cameo in Home Alone 2.
Yeah, Home Alone 2 and obviously on multiple reality shows, but I don't think any sitcom. I remember Friends had an episode where they mentioned Donald Trump.
They mentioned him, yes.
I'm assuming that Donald Trump was the one making the speech and not the one
No,
being
it was
referred
not
to in the
Donald
speech.
Trump making the speech. No.
Oh, okay. That's then too vague for me. Then I have no idea who was mighty.
Okay. I'll give you another clue. The speech was in the context of a Trump victory.
Somebody speaking of Trump victory, referring to somebody who's not Trump as mighty.
And who was an actor in the 90s.
Actor in the 90s, not Hulk Hogan, right?
No, not Hulk Hogan.
I know this guy has thrown his support behind Trump. Mel Gibson.
Oh, not Mel Gibson. No. Because this would have been a little too late for Mel Gibson. Because Lethal Weapon, as you remember, Mad Max was in the 80s, late 70s and 80s. So then it's not Mel Gibson.
Not sure how much TV did Mel Gibson do anyways. Okay. No, I don't know which other TV actor has thrown their support behind Trump.
Okay. Last clue. He is currently one of the most powerful people in America, in one sense.
Huh. In one sense, that's
Like, it depends upon how you define power.
yeah, fair. But
Okay, let me put it this way. If you define power as getting a lot of people to listen to you, then yes, this guy is definitely one of the most powerful people in America.
so like an Oprah, but I don't think Oprah threw her weight behind Trump.
No, Oprah was supposed to be Trump's vice presidential running mate at one point.
That would have been a fun ticket. Oh, just because you said Joe Grelly, Joe Rogan?
Yeah, it is Joe Rogan.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Conspiracy theory is making his own stuff. Okay, yeah. Oh wow! Wait, he was on a sitcom. I didn't know that.
Yes,
Okay.
Joe Rogan was on a sitcom, and he was. I remember watching the sitcom back in the day, and I remember that Joe Rogan. When I saw Joe Rogan in Fear Factor, I remember thinking, "Oh, this is that actor fellow," because I at that point had no idea this guy was a stand-up comedian. But it is pretty good. The show is pretty good. It's a little dated, but it is pretty good. If you want to watch it, it's available online. You can obviously go and watch it if you wanted to. It is a pretty fantastic show. I love going back and watching these 90s sitcoms. There's something about it which is so comforting. I don't know, like Spin City. There's another one called Spin City. I don't know if you watched it. It stars Michael J. Fox working in a New York City mayor's office. So, yeah, that was also another great show. And there are a lot of those 90s sitcoms, so you can go and watch those. And it was Joe Rogan's first major acting role, which lasted for a number of years. Prior to that, he played a baseball player in a sitcom that lasted only for 9 episodes called Hardball. It was one of his first big breaks. And he crafted a character which has now, I think, become his real life character.
Cool. Fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
And just because Aditya mentioned it, these are the sitcoms in which Trump has had an appearance. So the Jeffersons, Trump has appeared on the Jeffersons. He's appeared apparently on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, though I can't remember which episode it is. He's appeared on The Nanny. He's appeared on Suddenly Susan. He's appeared on The Drew Carey Show, Spin City, Sex and the City, The Ali G Show, and a lot of wrestling, obviously.
Oh, wow. Well, that's TIL for me. That's a lot of credits right there for this man.
Yes. So that's the end of our regular round of quizzing for today. So which leads me back to the audience question, which I had asked at the beginning of today's episode, which is connect the following movies: The Conjuring, E.T., The Shining, Shawshank Redemption, The Revenant, American Graffiti, The Breakfast Club, Saving Private Ryan, Rope, Platoon, and Drive. Aditya, do you have any idea what is common between these movies?
Movies I love? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No, I specifically picked because this is a non exhaustive list, but I specifically picked these movies because they are probably movies you love. So,
Interesting. But that's a tough one. Ooh, something to do with the Oscars.
no, nothing to do with the Oscars.
Okay, there's a very long list. I remember Conjuring. I remember E.T., Shawshank Redemption. You said Platoon. You said Drive.
Rope,
Rope.
Breakfast Club, Saving Private Ryan.
Breakfast Club. Saving Private Ryan. Hmm.
Think technically about how the movie was made.
Something in common between Conjuring and Saving Private Ryan, Breakfast Club, and Shawshank Redemption. Something about Shawshank Redemption. I can think of voiceover.
Yeah, but the others don't have.
No, give me some other clue. No idea. It's very
How the movie was shot specifically.
something to do with on location, but again, no, that doesn't make any sense.
No. So I'll give you the answer. It's a little tough, but I found it very interesting. These are all
Hmm.
films which were shot in chronological order.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Completely chronological order.
Completely chronological order, as in the sequence of shots was according to the story. Normally, and this is the norm for 99.9% of all movies, movies are not shot in chronological order, right? So you have
Hmm.
one location, and if you have scenes in that location from multiple parts of the movie, you shoot them all together, like on a single day or
Hmm.
during a single, I don't know what the showbiz term for it is, but during a single kind of whatever it is. Aditya, help me out here.
Shoot schedule. You do a shoot schedule at a specific location. Yeah.
Exactly. So then there may be a scene from the beginning of the movie, in the middle of the movie, at the end of the movie, and if they're all in one particular location with a specific set of cast, you shoot them all together at once, right? During a
Hmm.
specific schedule. However, all these movies were shot in chronological order, and some of them were for specific reasons. Obviously, The Shining and The Conjuring, and all to build a sense of dread among the actors themselves. In E.T., so that the child actors could follow the story better. Right, The Breakfast Club, so that the characters could develop together. So there, but all of these were they had a specific reason why they were shot, and they were all shot in chronological order.
Oh, okay. That's fun. That's a fun little piece. I imagine it's a non-exhaustive list. Must be quite a few more movies on that list. Yeah.
It is quite rare, unfortunately.
Interesting.
So, Aditya, what's your recommendation for this week? Your pop culture recommendation?
Well, let's start with every single movie you just mentioned. All of them phenomenal
Yes,
movies.
yes,
Yeah.
that's a
So
big
great
list.
movies. Yeah. So go back and listen to that part again if you want to get that. What else would I recommend? Did I already do No Good Deed?
I don't think so.
Okay. So my pop culture recommendation apart from those movies would be the Netflix show No Good Deed. And it's a fun little dark comedy TV series that is on Netflix, which released in 2024, and it stars Lisa Kudrow and Ray Romano in the lead
Okay.
roles. A fun little pairing, I would say. Great chemistry between the two as well, and then a bunch of other characters also who are very well portrayed by the actors. So check out No Good Deed. It's kind of a little bit of a mystery dark comedy series worth your time. So check out No Good Deed. I also would recommend this YouTube channel, a recent video that I saw that I really enjoyed called Kuskasat's video by the name of What Alien Life Might Look Like. And that was a fun little video.
Hmm.
So a YouTube video recommendation as well. Check both of those out.
Nice, nice. My recommendation is obviously Ega to everyone who's not watched it. Please do. Don't go in expecting Bahubali or expecting world cinema. Just the film is as silly as its premise that a man is reborn as a fly and enacts revenge. The second movie I have is a spooky comedy. It's called Deadstream. It's an indie movie. It didn't have a theatrical release in India as far as I know. The concept of the movie is that a YouTuber, or at least a streamer in this case, because they don't mention YouTube by name, I'm guessing for legal reasons, a YouTuber or a streamer decides to spend the night in a haunted house and live streams everything. Now, what happens when that house is actually haunted? So that's the other movie that I want to recommend. And that's all for this week. And we will see you again next week for our 100th episode. So thank you for listening in. We hope you enjoyed the show and learned something new. If you liked what you heard, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving us a review on your favorite podcast platform, wherever you're listening to us right now. It helps us reach a wider audience and allows more people to discover and enjoy the show. We would also love to hear your feedback, suggestions, and even trivia. You can reach out to us on Instagram at Are You Quizzing Me? You can send in a question that you want asked on the show, in which case, please send the name of the quizmaster in the subject line to areyouquizzingme@gmail.com. We do have a subreddit on Reddit, which is r/Are You Quizzing Me, where you can meet up with other people who enjoy the show. We are also on YouTube. So if you are listening to us or watching us on YouTube, then please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Yeah, so we appreciate your support and look forward to sharing more episodes with you in the future. Thank you again for tuning in and have a great day.
See you guys next week.